Hello students, I am Ritu. In this video, I will be discussing a very important issue which is generally faced by students when they write their writing task 1. What is that issue? The issue is about the usage of different words. What are those words? They are decrease, increase, higher and lesser. Quite often when I check their answer sheets, I come across they have used these words, but the use is not correct. It is not appropriate. So in this video, I'll be clearing all the doubts about the usage of these words. For understanding this, I'll start with an example so that we can understand things very easily. We'll take the example of a student called Rohit. Rohit is studying in class 9th, and in class 9th he gets 98%. When he gets promoted to class 10th, his score is 95. So it is crystal clear from this that percentage in class 10th, Rohit's percentage in class 10th has decreased, has fallen, is lesser. Or Rohit's percentage in class 9th was higher. So what am I doing here? I am using all these words. I said his percentage has decreased, percentage is lesser, percentage in class 9th was higher, it was more. I can even use increased also if the situation is opposite. If he gets 95% here and 98 here, then I can say the percentage has increased. So it means this is a situation where the usage of all these words is appropriate, is correct. What is the situation? The situation is that this is talking about two different years. When he was in class 9th, the year was 1999. When he got promoted, the year also changed. The year was 2000. So it means when the time gets changed, we can use all these words when we are describing our graphs. But there are certain graphs, sometimes we are given some situations where the time is not changing, where the graph or the pie chart or table is talking about just 1 year, one particular year. So in those situations, how can we write our answers? What is the correct way of making sentences? This also will understand from another example. Now, another example is talking about two different students. One is Rohit, another is Rahul. But they are studying in same class, class 10th. The class is same, that is 10th. Rohit got 87% in class 10th and Rahul got 81%. So when they are studying in same class, obviously the year is also same. The year was 1999. They were in the class of 1999. So here if I have to write about these two students, what is the correct way of making sentence? Here I can say Rahul's percentage is lesser in comparison to Rohit. Or I can say Rohit's percentage is higher than Rahul. But if I'll say Rahul's percentage has decreased in comparison to Rohit, would I be right? No, not at all. This is absolutely wrong. And this is what we do when we write our answers. If the situation is same, what is that situation? If the year given to us is just 1 year, time is not getting changed. So here if I'll write the percentage has decreased, my answer, my statement would be absolutely wrong because time is not getting changed. We are talking about, we have been given information about the situation where the year is 1, where the year is not changing. So when the year is not changing, like we can understand this from a class where there are different students. One student gets 91%, another gets 89%, third one gets 75%. If I say this student is the topper, he got 91%, followed by this student who got 89%. And if I say the last student, the third student who got 75%, if I say his percentage has decreased, I would be absolutely wrong. I should say his percentage is lesser in comparison to other two students. So this is a situation where we can use only these words lesser, higher or more. Why? Because time is not changing. Now this we will understand with the help of graphs, which we are given in our task 1. This is a graph which is talking about different levels of post-school qualifications held by students in the year 1999. And the graph gives us information. We can see there are different bars. The first bar is talking about skilled vocational diploma 90%, undergraduate diploma 60%, bachelor's degree 70%, postgraduate diploma 80%, master's degree 50%. Now, how should I explain this graph? So, I'll start my answer with the highest figure. I get to see the highest figure here is 90%. I'll say the graph clearly shows that skilled vocational diploma tops the chart as the highest ratio of students opt for this course, which was 90%, followed by, now which one is second? 80%, followed by postgraduate diploma, which was opted by 80% of students, or this qualification was held by 80% of students, which was 10% lesser in comparison to students opting for skilled vocational diploma. Here if I'll say, which shows that the percentage of students opting for postgraduate diploma decreased in comparison to skilled vocational diploma, my sentence would be absolutely wrong, because I cannot use word decreased or increased here. Reason being, time is 1999. The information, the data is about one particular year, that is 1999. So I cannot use these words decreased or increased. I can only use these words lesser, higher, more. Now we'll take another example where the usage of all these words would be appropriate. But what is that situation? How is that situation different? That situation is different. Why? Because here we have different years. We have this graph which is talking about imprisonments in US, and the figures are given to us for different years. The first year is 1995, 96, 97, 98, 1999. So the information, the figures are for different years. To explain this graph, I'll start my answer. The graph clearly shows that the year 1995, imprisonments in US in the year 1995 were the lowest, as this year recorded only 15,000 of imprisonments, or the people who were imprisoned in US during the year 1995 were only 15,000, which increased or escalated. I'll write this word here, which escalated. I can even use increased in the succeeding year, in the following year, reaching or rising to 25,000, showing that the imprisonments in the year 1996 were higher in comparison to the last year. So now this is the situation where I can use both these words and the use would be correct. Escalated, higher. Why? Because time is also changing. Here the situation is not that we are talking about two students who are in the same class. Here we are talking about people, those who were imprisoned, but the figures are for different years. So whenever you'll have these kind of graphs, you can confidently use all these words, and whenever you have data or whenever you have graphs just talking about one particular year, you cannot use these words decreased or increased. Here then you just have to compare by using the words lesser, higher or more. Hope things will be clear from this session. That's all in this video.